Hey, what's up, everyone? Okay, we're officially live. Swinging Bull here with PB Alerts. Welcome, everyone, to my earnings stream. Today, we got JB Hunt reporting earnings. Actually, let me go to chart view on my Webull just real quick. We got JB Hunt reporting, and we also have Hancock Whitney Corporation reporting. So Hancock Whitney, I believe, reports first. Let me go one minute chart on here. Yeah, they're so far getting a positive reaction here. It's ticker symbol HWC. Let me put that over here on my Webull chart, HWC. There we go. And then the other stock reporting is JB Hunt Transport. Ticker symbol JBHT. Let me type that in over here. And just I'm gonna go 1 minute chart here on Webull as well. So I think Hancock Whitney is going to be reporting first. Let's see here. This was a JetBlue wheel I was doing. Okay, let me close this down. And got too many things open right now, but that's okay. So let's just take a look real quick. Hancock Whitney Corporation. They're supposed to. The data might be out. Earnings Whisper says 4 p.m. Eastern is 4:01. So the forecast for the EPS is $1.34, and the forecast for the revenue is $371.26 million. Let's see if their data's out. I saw a little bit of volatility going on. So let's see if we're getting the reaction already or what's going on here. Okay, they did report second quarter 2025 EPS of $1.32. So EPS is out. Let me go to their investor. This is from the Stock Titan actually, and let's take a look. July 15th, 4 p.m. Eastern. Here, let me just let me go back to the sticks real quick so we can see. I'll just use the Webull sticks. It's fine. So let's just take a look just real quick. I'll leave the stock price on the left. So Hancock Whitney Corporation announced its financial results for the second quarter of 2025. Net income for the second quarter of 2025 totaled $113.5 million or $1.32 of EPS, and compared to $119.5 million or $1.38 in the first quarter of 2025. So it's like revenue and EPS is down from the previous quarter. The second quarter of 2025 included $5.9 million or 0.05 per share of supplemental disclosure items related to the acquisition of Sable Trust Company. Okay. Excluding the impact of these supplemental disclosure items, EPS would be $1.37. There were no supplemental disclosure items in the first quarter of 2025. Okay, the company reported net income for the second quarter of 2024 of $114.6 million. Okay, second quarter highlights. Net income totaled $113.5 million or $1.32 per share. So both those numbers are down from the first quarter. Return on assets, 1.32%. Let's look at some other things. Loans increased $363.6 million or 6%. Deposits increased $148.1 million. Criticized commercial loans and non-accrual loans decreased. ACL coverage solid at 1.45%. Okay, so yeah, I got some highlights there. Just a couple comments from the CEO. It says, we are pleased to share another strong report for the second quarter of 2025. That was said by John Hairston, President and CEO. Our team delivered another quarter of solid profitability and progress on our growth plan for 2025. We welcome new colleagues and clients via the Sable Trust Company acquisition that was on May 2nd. Capital was proactively deployed to fund both organic and inorganic growth while simultaneously repurchasing 750,000 shares of the common stock. So they got a share repurchase program going on. The pivot to loan growth began with 6.3% improvement across the footprint. We look forward to the rest of 2025 as we execute our organic growth plan and maintain focus on profitability and efficiency. Okay, so I mean, the earnings don't look bad. They did pull in net profit going into the earnings. They had a trailing 12-month PE of 10.75, trailing 12-month EPS of 5.41. They also do pay a dividend, little over 3%. And they got a free float of 84 million. And just looking at the financials real quick, let's take a look at the income statement. Yeah, so very profitable company. 5 quarters in a row, they've pulled profit. On the annual basis, looks like 2020, they had a bad year, but of course, that's when COVID was announced. But for the past 4 years, they have been bringing in some solid annual positive net profit, ranging about like 400 million to like 400 million to 500 million would be a nice little range that they usually have positive net income there. So let me just refresh my other screen and make sure I didn't miss anything. Debt to asset 88%. And they have, oh wow, they got cash. Let's just take a look at this real quick. Cash and due from banks, 510 billion. Other earning assets, 8.56 billion. So total assets of 34.7 billion. And they do have about 30 billion in liabilities. But debt to asset ratio is kind of in line. They have more assets than liabilities, so that's good. Got the official data from earnings time on ticker symbol HWC. So let me post this on the bottom of my screen because we do got the results now from that. Let's see if I can fit all this on one line. There we go. Okay, so that's the earnings results on the bottom of my screen. Again, EPS came in at $1.32, so they did miss EPS. Let me take these Bollinger Bands off real quick. Hold on one second. There we go. Okay, and again, the chart looks kind of ugly, kind of trading on low volume. Overall, the stock trades on low volume, so got a big gap down here to 56.33 after it closed the regular session at 58.22. But they missed EPS. The revenue of 375.5 million. They did beat revenue by just a little bit, okay? But if you're including the net interest income plus the non-interest income, looks like they did miss on revenue. But net income, 113.5 million. So we got the results for HWC. It is red in after hours here. Closed the regular session at $58.25 and down 3.29% today. Almost everything was down today except for tech. Tech did good today. Tech was kind of leading the pack with everything. Let me just look at bar chart real quick. Here's bar chart right here. Have the sector information for the day. So to be honest with you, tech was the only sector green today. So tech was green, up 1.33% today as a sector as a whole, followed by communication services. That was down 0.5%. Everything else was down. So tech definitely leading the charge today. Let's go back here to Webull. TradingView. So we got the earnings data for Hancock Whitney. So now looks like JB Hunt's data is probably out. JB Hunt, they reported at 4:05 p.m. Eastern, so their data has been out for about 5 minutes now. But their forecast EPS was $1.34, and the forecast revenue was $2.94 billion. Their anchored VWAP's around $140 a share. So they closed the regular session at $148.50, down about 2.5% today. We're sitting here in after hours. down 1.4%, a little over $2 a share. But let me go back here and see. Yeah, kind of just ugly price action. Again, this is another stock that kind of trades on low volume. I mean, average volume over 3 months is 1.16 million. They had 1.6 million in volume today. There is a little buy side imbalance on the order book, so we'll see if this can start heading in the upward direction. Kind of go from there on that. HWC is back up to where it closed at. Again, the order book looks really, really light. There's just not a lot of volume on here, so we're getting kind of spotty price action. But it's sitting here flat in after hours, no change. And again, JB Hunt down a little bit. It's got a little bit more volume than HWC. Let's see if I can get the earnings data on that, and then we'll go over a few open trades that I have going right now. Let's look at some other things just real quick before I move on. Okay, so yeah, just to clarify on Hancock Whitney, ticker symbol HWC, they missed EPS, but they did beat revenue by a little bit. Okay, the estimate was 376 million, and they did report 378 million. That's up 5.1% year over year on the revenue side. So they missed EPS but beat revenue. Maybe revenue is a little more important for them. They're a banking stock. Let's just look at the profile real quick. Yeah, they're in banking services industry. So yeah, that's the deal with HWC. There's really nothing going on. It's sitting here flat in after hours, kind of a mixed earnings. They missed EPS but beat revenue. So we'll just have to see how investors ultimately digest this and ultimately see which way this stock price goes. Back over to JBHT. Let me just take a look and see if we got anything on that, because I know the data is probably out on that already. JB Hunt. All right, let's look at a few things here. So here's the data. They had a double miss. They did pull a profit. Net income came in a positive 128.6 million. So they're making money, but they missed EPS and they missed revenue. So double miss by JBHT. Let me post that data right here. Okay. There we go. So EPS came in at $1.31. They missed that. Revenue came in at 2.9 billion. They missed that. They did pull a profit, so I guess that's something. But yeah, I mean, they didn't miss EPS by too much. The forecast was $1.34 was the consensus, so it came in at $1.31. So kind of, they just missed it by a little bit. The revenue, 2.94 billion, was the forecast. They reported 2.93 billion. So yeah, double miss, but they didn't miss by a lot. But nonetheless, it's kind of getting a negative reaction. I mean, it kind of had some candles upwards at first, just real spotty price action, and now the price is sitting down here around $146 a share after closing the regular session today at 148.86. All right, so we got our earnings data for Hancock Whitney. We got our earnings data for JB Hunt. Again, Hancock Whitney, they missed EPS, but they beat revenue, and so kind of mixed there. JB Hunt, double miss. It is getting a negative reaction, so investors aren't liking that too much. Let me show everyone how to get to Hancock Whitney's earnings web call with the upper management. Give me 1 second, and I'll go to the investor relations page and get that link for everybody. So let's take a look here. We just click on this first link, and oops. Okay, let me go back here. Okay, there we go. All right, so here's the investor relations page, and let's go to event calendar. It's probably going to be under here, and then boom, here's the conference call here. So it's at 3:30 p.m. Central Time. So 3:30 p.m. Central. That's going to be their earnings web call starts in 15 minutes at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. All right. So let me just kind of copy this link here. I'll put that on the bottom of my screen so anyone who wants to join the web call can easily screenshot that, and that'll take you right there. So as soon as you get to that link, just scroll right down. You'll see right here, second quarter 25 earnings conference call. Just click on that, and then you got the webcast link right here. Okay. So that's how you get to Hancock Whitney Corporation, which is ticker symbol HWC. That's how you get to their earnings web call. Now let me show everyone how to get to the JB Hunt web call, and then I'll go over some open trades that I have in my Fidelity account before we end the stream. But let me just type this in real quick. So JBHT, let's get that earnings web call link. You know, it's $100, $140, $150 stock here. So I'm sure there's investors interested in that web call. Again, it is getting a negative reaction. It's down 4% in after hours. They had a double miss. They missed EPS and missed revenue. So let's get that link for the web call and see what time it starts and all that stuff. So I'll keep JB Hunt on the right side here. All right, let's take a look. Yes, I'll accept cookies. Let me actually just go to the top here, and okay, probably going to be under this events and presentations. And April, okay, so they just have the one from April, upcoming events right here, earnings conference call. All right, so this is going to be the link for that. So let me post that. Hopefully everyone had a chance to screenshot the HWC earnings web call link. I'm going to go ahead and put the link for JB Hunt on the bottom of my screen now. Here we go. Okay, so there's the link for the earnings web call for JB Hunt. And again, once you get to that page, just scroll down a little bit to upcoming events. And you can see here it starts at 4 p.m. Central, which means that's going to be 5 p.m. Eastern, right? So let me just someone's trying to call me. Let me put them on mute. So anyways, the earnings web call is at 5 p.m. Eastern, and you can see the hyperlink right here, webcast. So you're just going to click on that, and you'll be ready to for the web call. All right, and that's in about 40 more minutes for that. So we got our earnings data for both companies, and both companies are down in after hours. I think the bigger earnings for this week is going to be Netflix on Thursday. So I'm looking forward to streaming those earnings. And also on Thursday is Interactive Broker. So I'm interested to see what they do. Tomorrow is United Airlines. I've been trading some airline stocks, so I'm definitely interested in what United Airlines earnings data is and what kind of guidance they give for the rest of the year. That's obviously going to affect the other airline stocks. So we'll see what's going on with that tomorrow. Again, it's tomorrow, right after the regular session. So after market close, United Airlines earnings. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing that tomorrow. So tomorrow and Thursday be a little bit better as far as the type of action that we're getting with price for these stocks. Today, not really anything too crazy. Both of these companies, HWC and JB Hunt, they both typically trade on low volume, so it's not surprising that there's not some big, huge reaction. Both stocks are down a little bit, but not much. So with that said, it's about 4:20 p.m. Eastern, and what we're gonna do, let me go to my Fidelity account real quick. And let's just look at a few trades that I have open right now. So let's take a look here, and I'll just kind of go over these real quick. Here, let me zoom in a little bit so everyone can see. So I got two trades I'm in right now. Of course, a lot of people have been talking about OSCR lately. They obviously got caught in the healthcare sell-off. But let me go one chart view and just kind of take a look at the charts again real quick. And we'll go OSCR. There we go. All right, so just go straight to the daily chart basically, and obviously OSCR, kind of gap down. After the gap down, it did follow up with a little bit of a downtrend there for a week or so. Finally starting to print some green candles. We had a good green candle print yesterday. It was down 1% during the regular session today, but nonetheless, it is printing a green candle. Thank you. Mind Over Markets just reposted this stream. I appreciate that. Got a few hundred people tuning in. Again, my name's the Swinging Bull with PB Alerts. My real name's Ben. Benjamin, most people call me Ben. But yeah, I do these streams every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. But anyways, back to OSCR. It kind of traded sideways, just above $14. For the past month and a half, or basically from, let's see, May, like the end of May to the middle of June. So kind of traded sideways above $14 for about 3 weeks there. It did go on the rally, but then that whole rally got reversed and retraced. So kind of back at the $14 level, right? So I kind of like that level on OSCR. The trade I opened, I do run a lot of the wheel strategy in the Discord. So of course I sold cash secured puts, all right? Technically short the put. So even though we're trading puts, it's a bullish position, neutral to bullish. And basically I sold 2 of these contracts. So sold to open, $14 put, went ahead and wrote those contracts. I got $35 each for them. After commission, my average per contract's a little bit above 34, right? Fidelity charges me 65 cents contract for the opening transaction. However, the commission is free for the closing transaction if the contract is worth 0.65 or below. So I hardly ever get charged closing commissions on Fidelity. It's also why I like trading with them. But anyways, yeah, sold these for my average a little bit above $34 a contract. I sold 2 of them, brought in $68.65 in credit. This does expire Friday, so it's not like I'm married to this trade at all. I just opened it up today, I think. Let me just check the Discord real quick. I forgot when I opened it. Was it today or yesterday? I'm losing track of time here. Let me see. It was okay. I opened it up yesterday. All right, yesterday, like around lunchtime, and I've already got 27% on the table. But yeah, it was $68.65 in credit I collected with Friday's expiration. So basically, the only thing that matters with this trade is just want OSCR to stay above $14 by Friday. So what do we got? Just 1, 2. It's got 3 more trading days, so it's not like we gotta wait long at all. And it's trading at $14.98 right now in after hours. So I got almost $1 of cushion down to my short strike, and even better yet, since I collected $34 a contract, then let's talk about what my break even is going to be. And it's basically the strike I sold short, so the sell to open on the 14, so it's the $14 strike. And then to find out your break even on this cash secured put, you just take your $14 strike and then you minus out the credit you received. So my average is 0.34. So now I know my break even at expiration is $13.66. So technically, I just need OSCR to stay above 13.66. And then this will be a profitable trade. All right. Because even if it's underneath my $14 short strike, there's still a little profit zone underneath your short strike. And it's from your break even to the strike you sold short. So if my break even is 13.66, then anywhere from 13.66 to $14, there's still some profit to be made there, even though the underlying stock, and this is just speaking figuratively, even though the underlying stock might have reached my short strike, but if it's still in between my break even and my short strike, there's still a little bit of money to be made there. Now, to get the max profit, which would be $34 a contract, then I would need OSCR to be above 14 by Friday, just 3 more trading days. So so that's the best case scenario is it's just trading above 14 by Friday, and then I fully pocket almost $70 in credit. It just goes right in my pocket. That's the best case scenario. Second best case scenario is it stays above 13.66, but it may be below 14, and I'll still be able to make money if it's in that range there. So yeah, that's basically the trade on OSCR. I opened up today, and I'm happy with the trade. I think it'll be easy money. If for whatever reason it does sell off below 14 by Friday, then yes, I would be looking at getting assigned 200 shares of OSCR, and my cost basis would only be $13.66 if I got assigned. And then on Monday, I'll just immediately start selling covered calls, and I'll be able to reduce my cost basis even more. So it'll be a good thing. I'll just run the wheel on it. It's no problem. And then also, so yeah, that's one trade I just want to share with everyone. I usually have 4 to 6 different wheel trades going on all at one time. This is just one of them. All right. So if you want to, know more about the other ones that I'm doing, join the Discord. Links in the description. Again, my name's the Swinging Bull with PB Alerts. If you do join the Discord, just tag me in the chat, and I'll definitely come by and say hello. But let's go over that. I got a question here on Discord. Is the assignment automatic, or do you have to do anything to assign? No. If the like on this OSCR, I sold the 14. So if for some reason it's below 14 by Friday, then yes, your broker is going to automatically exercise that. Okay, maybe other brokers are different, and you have to tell them to exercise it to get assigned. But most brokers, it's usually just an automatic thing, which would mean, sometimes they'll depending on how deep in the money it is, if you sold the $14 put and OSCR's trading at like 10, $11, you'll probably get assigned early on that, maybe Thursday or something instead of Friday. If it's just a little bit in the money, you'll probably wake up Monday morning with shares. Okay. But yes, Rudel trade. I trade with Fidelity, Schwab, and Vanguard mainly. And with those brokers, it's usually automatic. You don't have to do anything because when you wrote that contract, you agreed to buy shares if the stock price went below your strike. So you kind of already agreeing to it on the onset of the trade. So I don't think they need permission or anything like that. They're just going to assign you the shares. Okay. So hope that answers your question. They're on Discord. Rudel asked me that. And Duco followed up with confirmation. Yeah, it's basically automatic. So, and let's just go real quick over the other trade. It's my JetBlue trade. You can see here, I got 1,200 shares of JetBlue. My cost basis is actually below $4 now. It's $3.91. And I've deployed 12 covered calls. You can see right here, I got $28 a pop on those. That brought in $339.88 in credit just on this one trade. This also expires on Friday. So just these 2 trades here. 339.88 in credit on JetBlue, and then plus $68.65 in credit on OSCR. I mean, I'm looking at over a $400 payday this Friday, just in 3 days. So that'll be a nice little payday on Friday for me. And that's assuming, JetBlue stays below 450, which I'm totally okay with JetBlue staying below 450. I kind of want JetBlue just to stay where it's at. I mean, it closed the regular session at 4.36, trading at 4.38 right now. So I kind of just want it to stay where it's at. So I'll be able to keep my 1,200 shares. And then on Monday, I'll just do another round of covered calls. And right now, the August 15th monthly cycle expiration, it doesn't have the 50-cent strikes on there yet. But as soon as July 18th, this Friday, falls off the option chain, you can see this has 50-cent strikes. But as soon as July 18th falls off, the market makers will put the 50-cent strikes on the August 15th expiration. So after Friday, I'll be able to trade that August 15th 450 covered calls. But just to kind of give you an idea of what they probably will be worth, I'll shave a week of time because this August 8th has the 50-cent strikes already. The 450 covered calls are selling for 32 bucks each right now, and that's shaving a week of time off. So they'll probably be worth maybe closer to 40 bucks each. And if that's the case, I mean, next Monday, oh, here's my spreadsheet keeping track of all my trades. I've already brought in $708 in income on this JetBlue wheel, just over 4 trades. If I can squeeze in one more round of covered calls, like I say, I'll probably be worth 40 bucks each, those 450s. I can do 12 more. That'll bring in $480 more in credit, and that'll effectively reduce my cost basis from 3.91 now all the way down to 3.51. That would be a pretty awesome cost basis to have on JetBlue. And then, of course, the additional round of covered calls will bring the total credit received to $1,188. So this wheel is definitely off to the races and performing very well. Let me just delete this last line item because that's just an example. If I do end up getting another round of covered calls, and look at it this way, if JetBlue does go back above 450 by Friday, which it very well could do, then fine. My 1,200 shares will get called away, and I'll walk away with $708 net profit on this wheel, and I would be okay with that. And then I'll probably just re-enter cash secured puts on a pullback or something. So that's what's going on with the JetBlue trade. You can see here right now, I sold them for 28 bucks each. That's my cost basis per contract, almost 340 bucks in credit, up 71% on it as of today. So that's $243. I could take in profit right now if I wanted to. But anytime I'm on the covered call side, I always want to squeeze out as much of the premium as I can. So I want to get the bulk of this $339. Again, it expires in 3 days. As we approach this Friday, if it's still below 450, I'll have basically all of this $339 on the table. And like I said, Fidelity doesn't charge me closing commissions when the price of the contract is 0.65 or below. So who knows? Maybe I have 95% of this premium on the table on Thursday, and maybe I just take it. Take my risk off and pocket that money. And then I'll get to keep my shares, and then I'll do another round of covered calls. So that's the deal with those 2 trades. But I won't get into it too much more than that. But yeah, my name's the Swinging Bull with PB Alerts. I'm mainly am a contract writer. That's what I do in the Discord. So if you've ever been curious or interested in selling to open options, most of my trades are sell to open, then absolutely you want to come see me, and I can teach you all about it. We do have another coach in the Discord who trades a lot of stock, a lot of equity. He does do options as well, but his name's Mad Maverick. His name's Lee, but he goes by Mad Maverick on Discord. So maybe you just swing trade stocks, and that's kind of your preference when trading. Then you want to go see Mad Maverick. He's the other coach here. But yeah, other than that, I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. And again, tomorrow is United Airlines, so I'm definitely interested in seeing what their earnings data is and any guidance that they have, because of course I have some JetBlue covered calls open right now, so I definitely want to know what's going to go on with United Airlines tomorrow after the close. But yeah, I hope everyone enjoyed the stream. We're going to go ahead and sign off. Again, my name's the Swinging Bull with PB Alerts. If you're looking for a new trading community, definitely check us out. We're very supportive, lots of education, and we got alerts all the time going out. So, but yeah, if you do end up joining, I look forward to meeting you. I hope everyone has a great night, and I'll see you in the next stream. Cheers.